Good evening. Thanks for being here tonight. British Columbia's wild salmon fishery has been on a massive decline for the last 2 decades, and many point a finger at BC's fish farm industry up and down the east coast of Vancouver Island. It is an allegation that the salmon farmers and the industry rejects. Well, there was a showdown over this divisive issue today. We have 2 stories tonight, one from each side's perspective. A News reporter Brent Shearer spent his day following the activists who confronted salmon farmers in a staged protest near Quadra Island. We'll get to Brent's story in just a moment, but we begin with A News reporter Gord Kurbis, who spent his day with the operators of that sea farm, who say it provides jobs and is a boost to the local economy. And they say the protesters don't have their facts straight.
The get-out migration flotilla arrives at the edge of a fish farm near Cyrus Rocks off Quadra Island. On board the protest vessel, invited media capture images of the anti-fish farm banners. Leading the group is activist Alexander Morton, who symbolically orders the farm to move out of the area. Marine Harvest is the West Coast's largest fish farm operator. Communications manager Ian Roberts says he understands groups trying to make a statement. He just disagrees with how they're going about it.
You know, this is a democratic society, so they're entitled to their opinion, and we won't get in the way of that. But they're not entitled to their own set of facts.
This trek to the area's fish farms is not the first on-site protest the industry has witnessed at its facilities, nor is it expected to be the last.
It is frustrating, but our company has worked very hard over the last few years of engaging with those stakeholders that have a difference of opinion than us.
Earlier, the flotilla arrived at Okasola Channel. A helicopter flew over the farms while one of the members of the group hits the water for a symbolic swim. Roberts agrees it's a good photo opportunity, but wishes this group would be more like other environmental groups in the province.
But there are environmental groups in British Columbia that wish to work with our company and us salmon farmers to improve things. And we choose to work with those people. You can see these people are the same people saying the same things, ignoring the same facts.
Along with the media, the Get Out Migration Group has also brought along its own videographer to capture the events for posting on the internet. It's the same tactic being used by Marine Harvest as both sides try to win over the public in a sometimes heated debate.
You can see that we're really located in the middle of nowhere. And to educate people, we need to bring the story to them. Although we do farm tours all summer long, there's only so many people we can bring out to the farms and educate them about salmon farming in British Columbia. So we'll take every opportunity we can, with every media source we can, to explain our side of the story.
As the protest boats depart the fish farm area, they head towards Quadra Island and the next leg of their journey. In the waters off Quadra Island, Gord Kurbis, A News.
Michelle Nickerson is braving these chilly waters off Quadra Island to illustrate what thousands of sockeye salmon will soon be doing.
They're going to swim past these farms. The sea lice from these farms are going to attach this to the juveniles, and they're not going to make it out.
This flotilla of boats is a part of the Get Out Migration. It's a trek down Vancouver Island led by prominent fish farm opponent Alexander Morton.
Wild salmon cannot survive in the presence of fish farms because the fish farms break the natural laws. They keep bacteria, viruses, and parasites down. And so these big farms here end up intensifying disease.
This group says the fish farm industry along BC's coast has had its chance, and now it's time to go. They say sea lice is killing off juvenile salmon, destroying salmon runs like the Fraser River sockeye.
Sea lice is so obvious. It's almost too black and white. You go up the inlets, you go south, and the fish are virtually clean. And you go near the fish farms, and you get fish. I've seen fish with 50+ lice on a 2-inch long fish. You never find that away from fish farms.
And they say you only have to look at the area around a salmon farm to see the environmental destruction open water fish farming causes.
What we're seeing is lots and lots of sediment and not much in the way of life. It's really very much of a biological desert. There's very few living organisms down there. There's a few scavengers, not too much else. And it just isn't a lot of things that are conducive for animals. It's probably a fairly toxic environment for most creatures.
About a kilometer away, the difference is striking.
There's lots of rocks, there's lots of worms, there's shrimp, there's octocorals, there's little lobsters. It's just a really rich environment, which is typical of the BC environment. Beautiful spot shrimp there. That's the only farm we've looked at, but I would be willing to bet you quite a lot of money that every single farm that's been in operation for more than a year is going to look pretty much the same.
The Get Out Migration Walk continues through Campbell River Wednesday. Off Quadra Island, Brent Shearer, A News.